Welcome to the first of many distinctly average car reviews from Bear Famting. Today I'm picking up a hire car for our trip to the mountains. Now, I've actually been told this time that I am having a Renault Megane. I got an email this morning to let me know of the delightful car that it was given to me. I'm not sure what other cars are available. I might give them an ask just to see what kind of options I have. I have driven the Megane before. I do quite like it. But we also have three sets of skis, so that'll kind of be a test to see what the capacity of the car is like. Anyway, I'm just about to go inside at the airport. I'll let you know when I've got the car. So it looks like I do have my Megane. The great thing is that took me about less than a minute to pick up my car. I do love going with Avis because I've used Avis now for years, and the benefit of that is they know who I am and they just chuck me the keys and I'm away. So I'll go and pick up the Megane and I'll let you know what it's like. First couple of minutes driving the Megane, and all I can say is that it fits into the distinctly average car reviews quite nicely. It's not actually a bad place to be. The seats, it's obviously spec'd fairly well because the seats are actually quite comfortable. I think what the model they've given me, it looks like, at first I thought it was a diesel. By the sound of it at startup, it was particularly noisy, but that seemed to settle down after a couple of minutes. They have given me the automatic version as well, so that'll be nice when I'm stuck in traffic later. And the box does seem a bit kind of slow to react on first impressions, but I have to say that in my getting oldness and driving to and from places, especially sat on the motorway, chances are we will be sat in traffic at some point. I actually welcome the manual at these sorts of times. It is a petrol car as well, so I do think it's the 140 brake horsepower model, judging by the way it kind of picks up, as you can probably hear. But it's a very lazy gear change, so there's a lot of revs, a lot of noise, but then it takes a lot for anything to actually happen. But on saying that, I have to talk about the things that I do appreciate nowadays, and that is very much the comfort level of the seats. Now, these are way better than other ones I've had, and again, this is something that I'll soon start to realise and see a bit more in a bit more detail when the family gets in the car as well. There are 5 of us, so we get to really test out the capacity of the car. The seats in the back do seem comfy, although, you know, it's a Megane, so it's never going to be massive. But we have 3 sets of skis, 3 kids, and all of our luggage to go in. So we'll soon test this car to the max. This is always a good test of a car in my eyes. It's when you sit in and you think, shit, I'm going to have to program my phone into this thing. I loaded it up just now and it seems to be in Polish. So my first thing would be, how do I change the language? So let's see how easy it is on this one. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh shit, I've done something now. Oh, bollocks. Oh shit, Maybe it will come back in French and at least I can understand that. So it's a good start. I can't actually change the language. So not a massive plus point for the Renault's infotainment system, I have to say. And I don't actually like this massive screen, especially when you have to swipe up to do the controls for the for this sort of thing. At least with this one you have the option to do the controls, not just on the screen, but you do have to do the so this is obviously then just for the temperature of each side. So then if you want to do the fan, all of that is done via this system, which now apparently I might have broken. Okay. Oh, and we're back. Guess what? It's now in English. Or is it? Oh, it's in French. I can deal with this. Job done. Lang. Yeah. Fuck you, Renault. I've got you. I'm not putting it in bloody Turkish again. I haven't got a freaking clue. Have I missed English? Is it right at the top? Oh, there we go. English. Thank you. Hard reset. That'll do the trick. It's just lost all of its shit, but I agree. Oh. Wicked. Alright, done. One step down. The rest of it I can work out later. You also have, if you look at the options down here, you can see that this looks like where you have to set things like the speed limiter, and then this one is on this side for your cruise control. Seems to be a bit of a silly place to put it, right next to your handbrake if you're going to want to set it while you're driving. As soon as you enable it here, you can then see the option come up on the screen, and I then sense that you have to adjust it maybe on your invalid speed. Well, obviously you need to do it while you're actually driving. I do think that's a rather ridiculous place to put the option, but you know, that's a French car all over. But then you've got this option here, so as soon as you press this, you'll notice this is all of the options you have for the multi-sense. Put it into sport and everything then changes to red. Comfort, we're back into nice blue, and then we can go into as well our eco mode, which we can set here. Then obviously we're in a nice green. Obviously default is sport, and we just leave it in sport the whole time. So I've had this Megane for about a week now, and I have to say there are a couple of things that I quite like about it and quite a few things I dislike about it. For one, the infotainment system isn't the most intuitive, and I don't mean that I'm an idiot and can't use it, I just mean that it's not very easy to use, especially when you're driving. Renault have this, and I'm pretty sure Peugeot do the same thing, where they combine the use of the screen for climate control as well as the all of the in-car entertainment. The problem with that is when you're trying to swipe up on the screen like a friggin' iPad when you're driving, it's really difficult to then, all I want to do is adjust the fan setting, and it becomes quite difficult. On top of that, it's rather lackluster at best for the heating and everything, aircon in general. This morning it was particularly cold, and this, for some reason, this keeps icing up on the inside of the windscreen. Now my old Mark 1 Golf did that, which I kind of expected from my Mark 1 Golf, but I didn't really expect it from a 2019 Renault Megane. Also the gearbox, auto box we've got on this, it's quite a pokey petrol engine. It goes really quite well. One of the issues with that, with the auto box, every time you lightly pull away, it tends to want to rip your neck off, and then just rev itself out, and that's in any other mode other than eco. So my way around that was to put it in eco the whole time, just so it would pull away calmly. Also, when you put it in sport mode tends to give you a lot of noise, holds it in gears for a very long time, but that's kind of about it. So it's a bit of a shit mode for that as well. Having said that, this is not a bad size for a car. The Megane fit all of us in, so that's, you know, Brooke's now 15 in a week, and so he fit in fine. We fit the car seat, all of our luggage, everything in there. So from a size point of view, it wasn't too bad. We managed to get quite a lot of stuff in. And the trim level that this is, I don't know what trim level it is, but I will have a look. The seats are fairly comfortable too. So from a drive point of view, it actually drove fairly well. I would have preferred the manual over the automatic, just due to the fact that I think this auto box is a pile of dog shit. So if you're looking to get the Megane, don't go for the auto box, because even though some manufacturers nowadays have some fantastic auto boxes, I wouldn't class this as one of them. As I'm talking to you now, the condensation is still dripping from the windscreen onto the dashboard, which seems a bizarre thing to be happening in a 2019 Megane. And if you like easy to use infotainment systems, don't look to the Megane either, because it's just pretty shitty. Comes with CarPlay, so that's fine. Connecting and connectivity in general isn't too bad, but this combination of the screen, touchscreen with the climate control system is just a pain in the arse. I hate it when cars do this, manufacturers. They still have the knobs here, which again is really in a position which is, I've confused it for the on-off stop-start button for the car, and confused it for the knob for the radio. Seems to be in a stupid position. So they do have some of the controls sitting outside of the screen, but just some of the basics make it a lot more difficult to try and navigate. So, summary on the Megane: it's not a bad family car. From a driver's point of view, drives, I'd say it handles fairly well as well. You can give it some stick. Don't like the auto box, don't like the infotainment system, but if those are things that don't matter to you from a driver's perspective, it's actually not too bad. Would I buy it? No, fuck no. But would I be bothered if I got it again as a rental car? No, I think it'll be okay. Not too bad. That's another distinctly average car review for you. Let's see what I get next time we hire a distinctly average car.